Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And yes, it's time again for Modern and Modest with myself, Noshina Ghani. As we all know, Durban's always warm and welcoming, and it's been 2 weeks since the first term holidays, and we've had many guests from Johannesburg and Cape Town visit the shores in Durban, and I hope they've back home safe and settled back into school routine. And before we start out with today's show with an amazing guest with us today, I just want to thank you first for being so supportive to Modern and Modest. And just so you know, without you, we wouldn't be here. Well, today we have Khadija Inga from Oh So Thoughtful, a lady of many roles and talents. Assalamu alaikum, Khadija, and welcome to Modern and Modest.
Thank you so much. Wa alaikum salam.
So Khadija, as we know, you're a lady with many talents and many roles. Can you tell us more about yourself?
Okay, first and foremost, I am a mom of 2 little girls, and I'm also a teacher, and I'm also obviously a wife, and now I'm adding to the list entrepreneur.
Okay, so I didn't fall short when I said a woman of many roles. So Khadija, with you starting out your career in teaching, when did this start out for you, and why teaching?
Well, I'm always a kid at heart, and I found my calling in education when I first, being around kids, like my sister's kids and my in-laws have a lot of kids. I found that they're so innocent and sweet, and when you go into teaching, there's something about teaching a child something new, and the fact that they take that forward. It's really special. Just a simple thing like holding a pencil correctly or writing their name for the first time. It's really something special.
Very rewarding.
It is. It's extremely rewarding.
And how long were you are you still teaching?
No. Last I taught was last year. I taught grade R at Bellevue College, and it was a wonderful experience. It was a small class, so it was easy to manage. Obviously, I salute the teachers who have big classes and still, have that time and energy and dedication to each child.
And how long was your teaching career for?
It was since 2006, I would say. So it was on and off part-time basis mostly. I taught full-time last year for grade R, but it's always been an on and off, especially with having kids and taking a break in between. The reason why I stopped as well is because I found that my children needed a lot of my attention, and I honestly I couldn't balance doing a full day and then coming home and seeing to them. Yeah. So.
Okay, so my next question, and this gets me to understand you loving being around little ones and being a kid at heart. You've started hosting pamper parties for little ones. How did this idea crop up, and what does it entail?
Well, it's a lot of fun, firstly. The name of the business was My Little Star Spa, and basically it just came about because we love pampering. We love pampering the little kids in our family. So I thought, why not make it into a business? I've obviously seen videos of stuff overseas, and I wanted to kind of embody that idea. So basically the services we offered, it was a mobile service, and we would come to you, we would set up the area, and we would offer things like nail painting, mini manis, face masks. So I would make the face mask out of natural products, obviously, because kids sensitivity to their skin, and hair curling, hair straightening, stuff like that, fun little things. And we even went to the extent of getting these pink robes sewn up for the girls so they would feel special, and tiaras and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. But obviously living in a flat, it's not that easy to build up the stock that you need and to carry through to the homes. I think that business is more ideal for somebody who has a home and can store stuff, like more storage facilities. So
do you not host these parties?
No, not as often as I used to. And obviously also it takes up a lot of your weekend time. And when you have smaller kids, they want your attention. And you can't really take them with you to each pamper party.
And these pamper parties, what age group of girls do you offer?
Oh, well, it was from 6 up to 14.
Okay, and do you find that your pamper party that you planned for a 6-year-old would be different for 14-year-old?
Yeah, I think that it would include more, well, obviously the 6-year-old would be more simple stuff, and like the nail painting, whereas with the 14-year-old we would go into more detail with the manicures, like nail buffing, shaping of a French manicure, stuff like that.
So Khadija, apart from hosting pamper parties for little ones, you also described yourself as the creative closet. Can you tell us more about this?
Closet creative, basically, I coined the term because it basically means somebody who has all these ideas, creative ideas in their head. They think about the things, but they never really follow through with it. Do you know what I mean? They like think about it, but it doesn't really materialize. So that's basically what I mean, where you talk yourself out of it. You think that you wouldn't probably do it, as you wouldn't like, what's the word that I can use?
So you don't see it through. So you might have an idea that pops in mind, but it's you
like
don't carry the idea.
Yeah, or you become pessimistic and you say, oh, it probably wouldn't look as nice, or
so
generally something like that.
Give us some ideas of thoughts that you have carried.
Well, obviously, one of the things that I love is interior decor, and I always wanted to kind of pursue that, but it feels like a lot of pressure, you know, when you want to make it into a business, or you feel like you should try and venture out and create an entire room, decorate it on your own, and then feature it. So I've always talked myself out of that. So that's what I mean by closet creative.
So do you think we all have?
I think so. I think everybody has
creative
a little
closets, or closet creative, however you
I think everyone is a closet creative in a certain sense, in baking, in fashion, in interior decor, anything.
So what have you thought of and you've carried through to the end? You've had this thought in your closet creative and you've carried it through to the end. This could inspire us.
Basically the business that I am currently,
which is Oh So Thoughtful. Yes. So is that something you've thought about and carried through? So let's talk about Oh So Thoughtful. What is Oh So Thoughtful about?
Well, it's basically it started off with cushions. So it's a business where I just sew things that I think about, or things that I think would be popular, especially with kids. It started off with kids, basically. So I sew cushions, and
so when you say you sew cushions, is it like your scatter cushions? Is it?
Yes, they are novelty cushions, and they're for decorative purposes. So you can put them on your couch or in your children's bed, even on your bed, if you like. And yeah, it started off like that. So I had the idea, and I didn't think that it would turn into a business. But with the support of my family, especially my sisters, my mom, my husband, it kind of materialized, and I'm doing it. I can't believe it myself.
So how long have you been running Oh So Thoughtful for?
This will be the 2nd year, alhamdulillah. It started off in March 2017. It was basically, I sew as a hobby, so it's very therapeutic for me. And I was looking for ideas for my children's bedroom, and I came across a video on YouTube that they were making donut cushions, and it looked like so much fun, so I thought, why not try it out myself? And so I bought fabric, and I sewed up 2 donut cushions, and it actually turned out pretty good. So I shared, obviously, with my sisters. I shared the pictures, and my sister Tasneem shared it with her friends. And a few weeks later, her friend asked if I would sew a donut cushion for her. And at first I was like, no, what if it doesn't come out nice? And I didn't want to get that negative response. So you shut down, you know, you say no immediately. Obviously the pessimistic side says no. So they just said, why not just do it? You know, you never know. So I did sew it, and she loved it. And that's when my sister said, why don't you turn it into a business? I mean, you are home, and it's something you love, which is true. It's something that I absolutely love. I love sewing.
If you're passionate about something, you can it can turn out to be quite successful.
Definitely. You have to be passionate about it. I mean, you are doing it, so you might as well enjoy doing it at the same time.
So Khadija, coming back to Oh So Thoughtful, Where did the name come up from?
Actually,
was that part of your closet creative as well?
No, I didn't really come up with the name. My sister Tasneem came up with the name. I think she was afraid that I was going to change my mind and not go through with it, that she coined the name and made up an Instagram page almost immediately. So that was how the name came about. She thought of the name and said that "so" as in SEW would be a nice pun on the word. Yeah. So that's how the name came about.
So do you display any of your work on Instagram? Do you sell off Instagram?
Yes, that's basically my main connection with my clients. It's social media and Instagram. Yeah, my page is at Oh So Thoughtful.
So Oh So Thoughtful as in SEW. Oh
Yes.
So Thoughtful.
As in SEW.
Okay, we'll be taking a quick ad break, and when we get back, we'll chat more to Khadija Inga about Oh So Thoughtful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Modern and Modest. And with me we have Khadija Inga from Oh So Thoughtful. I'm quite taken by the name Oh So Thoughtful. So Khadija, we chatted earlier about you turning your passion into a business, and the name is of course Oh So Thoughtful, and it started out by watching a YouTube video and just putting together your passion for sewing and a video, and alhamdulillah, you've been successful now for 2 years?
Yes.
Running your business,
Alhamdulillah.
making scatter cushions. So how long does it actually take you from start to end, from the idea, from purchasing the fabric and putting together a scatter cushion? Time wise, how long does it take?
Okay, if you asked me that when I first started, it was quite a process. I think everything, it would take me about 4 days, well, give or take, obviously school rounds and stopping and starting in between. And now, if I have the fabric already, including stuffing the cushion and adding the letters, attaching letters and toppings, it takes me about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Wow, from 4 days to 2.5 to 3 hours.
I had to learn the pattern. I found it a bit tricky at first because I'd never sewn a donut cushion.
Sure.
So yeah, now with practice, obviously, like they say, practice, practice, practice. So yeah, it takes me about 2.5.
So do you do all of this yourself, or do you have any assistants?
No, I do everything myself.
So that is amazing. 2.5 hours, from 4 days to 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you considered expanding your business apart from cushions? Do you only make cushions?
I started off just making cushions, but I found that there was a market for gifting, baby gifting especially, so I expanded my product line, and I now also make blankets and burp cloths for babies, and I also started looking at tutorials for baby kimonos, kids kimonos, so I've also started sewing those.
And how do you go about choosing colors, textures? Is there a certain type of texture of fabric that you need to work with to get a great end result of your donut cushion?
With the fabric for the cushions, especially the donuts, and I make ice creams, I found that it's easier to work with fleece, coral fleece, plush fleece, just because the texture is a bit softer, and when you stuff it, it's quite soft to hold for the kids. The colors, I wanted the cushions to look more like candy, so it needed to be appealing, so I chose bright colors to kind of match or work together. And once I do the layout of the colors, it all sort of comes together nicely. So basically like hot pink, lime green, blues, stuff like that. And there's like a million combinations that work together, things that you think wouldn't work, like pink with blue with green. You'd think it just looks chaotic, but when you put it all together, it comes,
beautifully.
Yeah, it works beautifully.
So Khadija, do you make these cushions and keep them on hand, or are they custom made for clients? Are they, do you prepare on order? How does it work?
It started off with just on order, and it's a learning process. Like in the beginning, I felt a bit overwhelmed with sewing and constantly sewing to keep aside for people who just want to purchase. But so now I do that as well. So I also take orders, and then I also have started attending craft markets, where I showcase my products.
Okay, and apart from the cushions, how has the baby range been doing for you? Do you find that more intricate, or is it easier? How does it work for you?
I think it's a bit easier than the cushions. The blankets are not too bad, but it also is more responsibility, because you don't want to create a product that isn't of quality.
Sure.
Yeah, so there's a lot more thought process that goes into the baby range.
Okay, and I guess the type of texture that you choose has to be appropriate.
Yes, it has to be cotton. It shouldn't irritate the skin. It has to be washable. Obviously, babies make a mess. Sure. So yeah, things like that you have to think about.
So Khadija, we know that with 2019, you've chosen to focus on this business and having it grow, and these are your goals going forward. So for this year, how has it been for you thus far? I know you mentioned starting out with cushions, branching out into baby wear, but blankets, what else do you do? The
burp cloths
and all of that. But for this year, focused on your business, what else have you done to expand your range?
I've sort of created an avenue for more exposure. So attending more craft markets, and even branding. People forget that you have to have the whole package. So even ribbons that have your business name on it, having gift bags with your branding on it. So a lot of money goes back into the business, trying to create that whole package for your business.
So Khadija, 2019 has been the year for you to focus on your goals and your business, and you've chosen to set everything else aside and get your business to grow. So how has this been for you thus far? And apart from cushions and baby blankets, how have you expanded your range?
Well, I've tried to create an avenue for more exposure for the business. So adding things to my branding, like gift bags and ribbon. So just to create more of a whole package, because I find that clients do want presentation when they are purchasing. So a lot of money goes back into the business when trying to expand your business. And I think that's something that you learn over time. And it's also extremely important when you want your business to grow.
Okay, so you've started making out kiddies' garments as well. Can you tell us what this piece is all about, and how has this been for you?
Well, this is a little kiddie kimono that I thought of. Especially because I'm trying to expand my kiddies range, so I thought it would be a nice idea to add just a little something for little girls. So a kimono, and it's quite easy to make, and it's cool for hot summer days, especially in Durban. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say, what type of skill would you need? I mean, we have to obviously be creative, but what type of skills would you need to start out a business like this?
I think that you would need to be creative. You would need obviously some sort of skill using a sewing machine. I think that's vital. And just be creative and think of things that are unique. Those are the skills that you need. And obviously patience, yes, how could I forget? You need patience when sewing, because a lot of times you have this vision in your head, but it doesn't turn out exactly how you want it to. So you need to start over sometimes. So patience is key.
So how many little ones do you have, Khadija?
I have 2 little girls, Amani and Iman.
And their ages?
10 and 8.
Okay. So we spoke now about patience, hence the question as to how many little ones you have. What time works best for you? Do you start out with these creative pieces in the mornings, or do you do it when your little ones are asleep? Because you need to allocate a certain time, you need to have patience to be able to come up with the pieces you do. So what times work well for you?
I think mornings work best for me when they're at school. And basically mornings, because when they come home, they need your attention, and obviously towards the evening as well, after madrasa there's homework, and then there's bedtime routine. So usually mornings up until 2 o'clock, and then that's cut off for me.
Okay, so alhamdulillah, you've got a great balance being a mum and being a female entrepreneur in business, where you allocate certain time for work and certain time for family.
I think working from home is extremely important to have a time, because otherwise you're frantic. You need to be more organized when you work from home. So setting work time, even though you're home, is important.
Okay, so just been 2 years into business, and this year's the year for you that you're planning on expanding. But where do we see Khadija Enga in the next few years? What are your aspirations?
Obviously to grow my business and to expand it with more products for little girls. So maybe going into tweens as well, like ages 8 up to 13, and creating something for that market, because I feel that there is opportunity there, and hopefully opening a business,
Little boutique.
a little boutique somewhere, inshallah.
So Khadija, what keeps you so motivated on this journey, passion into business?
I think my family keeps me motivated. Days that I'm feeling despondent, my kids kind of cheer me on, and my husband gives me a lot of support as well. My mom, my dad, my sisters. So having a good support system keeps me motivated.
And what advice would you give to other young entrepreneurs like yourself? What tips could you share with them?
My advice would be to start now, don't wait, and also start small, even if it's just one product that you're doing in your living room. Also stay focused, because a lot of times people lose focus, they become impatient. So patience as well. You will have ups and downs, but don't despair, just keep going. And my last bit of advice would be to make sure that you're doing something you're passionate about. So love what you do. That's my advice.
Okay, we can definitely see the teacher in you coming out with being patient and focused. So that was Khadija Enga from Oh So Thoughtful, and her advice and keywords is just be patient and stay focused, and in that way you would surely achieve your goals. We'll take a quick ad break, and when we get back we'll be joined by Masiha Ghani, known as Kitchen Queens. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Modern and Modest with myself, Noshina Ghani, and the social butterfly known as Masiha Ghani. So Masiha, we know that people out there know you as the brand Kitchen Queens, and I love calling you the social butterfly because we see you all over social media.
That's true.
So Masiha, firstly, thank you for joining us on our show today. And yes, our viewers would like to know more about you. Maybe describe yourself in 5 words.
Thank you for having me. 5 words, probably extroverted, fun, optimistic, adventurous, and studious.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So Masiha, what's prompted you to start out with social media marketing? How did this start out for you, and when did this start out for you?
Okay, so there's definitely a niche in the market for it. There's lots of people out there who aren't sure about how to handle their social media pages and how to attract the audiences they want to attract. And because Shukr, we've developed a following on Kitchen Queens, we thought we could also use that following to help people to feed off our following in order to grow their followers as well and just reach their target market.
And how long has this been for you in social media?
So the page has been running for 4 years, but we've been doing social media for 1.5 years now.
Okay, so alhamdulillah, it's been growing from strength to strength. So Masiha, what type of skill does one require, or what does it take to become or to get involved in social media at the level that you're involved with?
So definitely, everything takes patience to begin with. Then maybe like a little bit of photography skills. It helps to get a professional camera, to go for a few courses, even do some social media online courses just so that you Instagram and Facebook savvy, that type of thing. And then, my psychology degree I think helped me, because you need to sort of know how human beings are going to react to certain pictures, to certain posts. And so when you can estimate their reaction, then you know what's going to sell, what's going to do well, etc.
My next question, you being involved for 18 months with social media, handling businesses, I suppose, on social media, how do you balance this? I know if I just take myself as a personal account on social media, it's quite time consuming. So you having to manage, I guess, your business page, your personal page, and so many other businesses. How do you balance the time? It surely takes a lot.
Not much if you're well planned.
Okay.
Like, at the end of the last week of every month, I have all my pictures taken and captioned and everything done for the following month. So it's all organized beforehand. I know what I need to post when, what needs to be promoted. I think as you get used to it, you just know what to do, and then it's just doing it.
So I guess it's just about having great planning and being organized.
Definitely,
so
organizational skills.
So Masiha, coming back to how we know you best, or people out there know you best as the kitchen queen or kitchen queens. I'm quite intrigued by the name. Before we go further into what you do for Kitchen Queens, how did the name come about?
It was the most random thing. We created WhatsApp groups. We said, okay, let's just name it Kitchen Queens. It was the first name that came to our mind, and it stuck.
So you say we. Are you in business with someone else?
So when we started, it was 4 friends, and so 4 of us all together. Mm-hmm. And over time, everyone got busy with their commitments, and so I'm sort of the last man standing. But yeah, we all started it together. We all had to cook, and we all enjoyed cooking. And so we created WhatsApp groups just with our friends so that we could get different ideas, different recipes, different images. When these girls were sending the images in, they were brilliant. They were recipe book worthy, and so Instagram had just become a craze at that point, and we said we need to put this on Instagram.
Okay, so on the Kitchen Queens page, you share these delicious recipes for free, which is great because so many women benefit from that. How did you decide to do this? Where did this stem from? We know you said that the recipes were the pictures were great, and you had to go out on Instagram. But the need for sharing, did you find there was a need for sharing free recipes?
Definitely. There were tons of recipe groups at that point as well, but there was nothing on Instagram where you have the picture and you have the recipe underneath. And we were one of the first recipe pages, and I think that's why it became so successful, because as soon as you are innovative, that breeds, followers and success. So once we started posting, we had an influx of followers, and then from there, that's when lots of people started inquiring about advertising, about marketing, about reviews, about giveaways.
Okay. And how was this received by the public?
So as I said, that's when everyone just wanted to advertise on the page. The reviews are actually a giving back initiative. There are lots of women out there who actually can't afford to pay for an ad, or feel like, they've just started off a business, and so they'd rather send a product for review. That's for us to try out. And if we like the product, we'll post something positive about it with their contact details. And Shukra, that's how a lot of their businesses have grown. So it will always remain a giving back initiative.
If you don't mind me asking, how many followers do you have on your Kitchen Queens page?
At the moment, we are at 98,500.
Okay. Do you think your page has allowed other women to start out their own businesses just by reviews from a page as popular as yours?
Definitely. And the thing is that we are so sheltered. So it's the first time we were approached by women who actually say, I can't afford my child's school fees. This is not a luxury thing. This is, I need the money. And just to help them and watch them grow makes you feel so good, and you want to help more people because Allah has given you an amanat in a way.
Okay. Coming back to recipes, when you put out these recipes on Instagram, is it just recipes that you and your friends put out, or do you take recipes from the public? Do they share recipes on your page as well?
Yeah, so basically the WhatsApp groups are where we get our recipes from. We have a lot of our own recipes and pictures as well, but at the same time, Kitchen Queens is a community for us. We want the recipes to be diverse from different people with different ingredients. We don't want the same things all the time, and I think that's what also contributes to its popularity.
So Masiha, we chatted about the reviews that you share, and if you find them to be positive, you share them. Have you ever shared any negative reviews on your platform?
We haven't. If we do experience a negative review, we'll consult with the owner, we'll explain all our grouses, and then expect them obviously to up their game or make some changes. But we do not post anything good or bad about that business thereafter. There's just no review at all. We do this because everyone's opinions are different. I mean, we may love something that someone hates, we may hate something that someone loves. It's unfair to put a business down while someone else might enjoy that type of thing from them. I think another important aspect is that the reason why we don't post negative reviews is because you can be sued. And to avoid any legal implications, we just stay out of any controversy.
Okay. So it started out 4 years ago with Kitchen Queens, and alhamdulillah, it's grown to 98,000 followers. Do you think that Kitchen Queens was something that prompted you to get into social media marketing?
Definitely, because as we saw the page growing, we realized, okay, we can do this with our page, we can help other pages do this with theirs. And not just, pages grow followings, but businesses to attract sales, because ultimately that's the aim of the business. So that's how we got into it.
So you've been 18 months into the social media business. What type of businesses do you target?
We target all types of businesses. It's not just food. Kitchen Queens has become a social media marketing page. So although we post recipes and reviews quite regularly, we also post a lot of ads and business promotions from every sector and every category. So we target all types of business. You know, there's opticians, I'm doing optometrists, I'm doing marketing for. There's restaurants, there's lots of homeware, healthcare, skincare. From all ranges.
I've also recently picked up that you run competitions very frequently on the page. Can you talk to us more about the type of competitions you run and how do they actually work?
So the giveaways are probably the most effective way to grow your page and grow your following of our following. It's usually free, but there is a waiting list. It is a 3-month waiting list. So if you are you patient enough to wait on the waiting list, it is free. If you need to be fitted in within those 3 months, then we have a charge. Basically, you choose a product from your business that you are going to give away. We stipulate that you need to follow the business account as well as our account, and then tag 3 friends in the comments, and we randomly choose a winner to win that product. But how the giveaway helps is that the business will grow lots of followers from our following, depending on obviously the product that they are giving away, how many people it attracts, the value. It's effective.
Okay. And does Kitchen Queens get involved with these giveaways? Do you collaborate with other businesses?
Well, collaboration-wise, we don't actually have anything to give away because we just do social media marketing services. We did do recipe boxes a while back. There's just no time for that anymore. Other than that, we are offering the exposure to the business and obviously letting them feed off our following.
Okay, that was Masiha Ghani. We'll be taking a quick ad break, and when we get back, we'll chat more to Masiha and the new platform she's ventured on, which would be the Divine Book Club, or what is it called?
Book Club Durban.
Book Club Durban. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Modern and Modest with myself, Noshina Ghani, and Masiha Ghani as well. Okay, so Masiha, we chatted about Kitchen Queens, we chatted about social media, but you've just launched something very exciting, or for me, I thought it was just now, but from what I hear, it's been out for a while, which is Book Club Durban. Tell us about Book Club Durban. When did it start out and why?
Okay, so I can't take the credit for it. It's actually the brainchild of Nazmira Mohammed. She came to me and she is so keen to start a book club. She saw I was interested in books, and it's a group initiative. This whole group of girls got together and made it happen. So book club, basically what we do, it started a year ago. We choose 2 books for the month, and we choose 2 dates to meet on for that month. So we read the books and then we meet to discuss them. The need for book club is just to stop talking about everything superficial in our lives for a little while and just feel grounded and be able to discuss, in-depth issues and just get into the books.
So what type of books do you read at your meetings?
So we have a variety of genres, and we make sure that it is a variety of genres. Every single time it's a different book by a different author, by a different genre, and this is to expand our horizons. There's lots of us that are used to reading only like a particular type of book, and I mean, it's not good enough. You need to be able to read everything. So sometimes at the beginning we have to actually push through. We're forced to read the book. We're not enjoying it, but we encourage each other just to push through, because at the end you never know. You might end up loving it and discover something new about yourself.
Why did you and your colleague Nazmira find that there's a need for starting up a book club?
There's nothing like it. We need a platform, especially, I mean, there's so many girls out there who love reading, and we don't get to discuss it. So it's, for us, it's not just like coffee dates and, you know, just catching up or whatever it is. We are very intense about book club. We love reading, and it's important to us. It's not just a hobby. If we could help it, we would do like comprehensions and write essays and really go deep.
Okay, interesting. So Vasiha, your book club, does it run only for women?
Yes.
And how can the other women join your book club? Is there room for new members to join and be a part of it?
So basically, other women can join. It's open to them. But as I said, we are serious about it. So if they are serious about reading and really enjoy it and are going to make it for every meet, because we specifically lay out time for the meetings, then, you know, they are most welcome to join.
So do you rotate these two books, or does each member have to now go and get a copy of the book that you read?
Basically, now, I mean, with technology, it's so easy and quick to get the PDF. We actually have one of the girls in the group who, you know, get it at the click of, we just mentioned the title and she has the PDF. So it's extremely easily accessible, and that makes it easy for us to read. There's lots of us who like paperback books, but, you know, you have to move with technology and get used to the PDFs if you want the newest and latest.
I suppose you're more of a digital reader.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay. All right, so when it comes to choosing the title or the type of book that you want to read, who makes that decision?
So if it's open to everyone. If someone has heard of a book that they want to read, then they can suggest it, and then we'll try it out.
And does everyone get to complete it within that month?
There are some people who don't complete it. A lot of us, I mean, you know, sometimes we just have hectic months. Sometimes we delay the meetings. We go according to our schedules. But either way, we will still meet and discuss whatever we can, just to see what we can get out of each book and each discussion.
So Vasiha, one of your passions as a young Muslimah is to always encourage women empowerment. Take us through this journey and tell us how you do it and what is it all about.
Okay, so my motto is we rise by lifting others, and it's very important for you, well, I've realized, is to find your purpose in life so that you don't become restless or, you know, revolve around petty dramas and that type of thing. So the third page that you will find on my profile is called Al-Fattah, the Victory. So Al-Fattah, the Victory, right under it you'll see it says Ya Fattahu Ifta Alaya, O opener of ways, open our way. So this page stems from a program that I've started. So the program is started with a lady named Farhana. She does this whole counseling program where she also gives you tasbees to read, etc. And then most importantly, we go on to the Durood Kitabs. So the Durood Kitabs are actually a compendium of 7 books. So the 7 books have Duroods, you know, to all the prophets, the Anbiya, and this book changes your life. Like when I started reading it, immediately I felt calmer. You know, all irrational thoughts and emotions leave your body. You don't react. You know, you're very logical in your thinking. You're calmer. You can address issues, and more importantly, whatever intention you make is fulfilled. So I am one of the ambassadors of this Durood Drive 2019, and this is what I think will also help women empowerment, because there's lots of women out there who are suffering with day-to-day issues. And this just, I mean, it changes your life. I can stand guarantee to that. And what we actually are doing is having these Durood book launches all over the world. So we have someone representing from each city, each country. So we have Nafisa Jusub, who is doing her Durood launch in Pietermaritzburg on the 17th of April, and then ours is probably going to be on the 18th or 19th, or I think hers is on the 16th, but it's all in that week.
So when you say launch of Durood Kitabs, what does it entail?
So basically what we are going to do is invite ladies who are interested in this Durood Kitab just to have a light meal and a snack and whatever it is, and we explain what the Durood Kitab is about and how it's changed our life. The Sufi World Foundation is a non-profit organization, so there is no profit from it. It's basically just to help ease depression and destruction in the world and in our own homes.
So tell us more about this Durood Kitab. You say it's helped you and it's calmed you. What is this Kitab all about?
So it's basically made up of 7 books. There are 7 Kitabs. It's just Durood, if I can say any more than that.
So different types of
Different
Durood?
types of Durood. There's tons of different types of Durood, but with each one you find yourself somehow getting stronger. It changes your mindset, and this is the power of Durood. So it's something I believe firmly in. I started reading it about 6 months ago, and there has not been a single day that I have not read it since. I feel empty without reading it, and I don't feel calm. So it's a must read for me daily, and I think once a lot of women start it, they'll realize the same.
Okay, so that's your way of women empowerment. So how do you keep, well, I don't think this question stands, because my next question was how do you keep yourself motivated, and I presume it's through your founding of your Durood Kitab.
Yes, definitely through the reading of the Durood Kitab, but also I think in every way fulfilling yourself, well, that fulfills you spiritually. You also need to fulfill yourself physically, mentally. Always keep yourself mentally stimulated, always physically, I mean, make sure you're eating healthy, you're exercising. Everything ties together and is equally important.
So Masiha, being the lady that likes to encourage women empowerment and being a self-motivated individual yourself, what message can you share with our viewers today?
I would say be the woman that goes for it. Do whatever your intuition tells you to do. You know, obviously make sure it's the right thing, it's a good thing, but you'll know in your heart what's meant for you and what you are meant to do. You know, try to find your true purpose, and your true purpose will always involve helping others. It's never going to be a selfish ego thing. In my opinion, the Durood Kitab will help you to find that, but also in your own way, find what you're passionate about. Passion drives all other forces, and you know, you'll know what you want to do in your life and just follow that path. Also follow Kitchen Queens on Instagram at kitchenqueens_ for recipes, also lots of marketing. If you are interested in social media marketing, you can contact me. At Book Club Durban is our handle for book club. If you are interested in joining, if you are really passionate about books, if you just want us to send you books, we are available to do that. And then we have obviously Al-Fattah_ the Victory, which is the page with the Durood Kitabs and just all these inspirational Islamic sayings. We are having the Durood launch. As I said, the Durban one will be held on the 18th of April. So, I mean, feel free to contact me if anyone wants to know anything else about it.
Well, alhamdulillah, this brings us to the end of this week's episode of Modern and Modest with myself, Noshina Ghani, and Masiha Ghani from Kitchen Queens, Book Club Durban, and your third page was?
Al-Fattah.
Al-Fattah. So we're just a few weeks away from the blessed month of Ramadan, and we need to ensure that we're well prepared. And if there's any way we could help you prepare yourself better spiritually or just in the kitchen, please do let us know. Follow us on Instagram, on ITV, and share your thoughts, ideas, or any requests with us so we could bring it on our show on Modern and Modest with myself, Noshina Ghani. Until next week, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.